my view, one of our most important strategies is how we nurture and develop that next generation of talent. Let's face it, there's 80 million baby boomers that are going to retire over the next 5 to 7 years, and they're going to be replaced by 40 million Gen Xers. That's 2 to 1. So you better be developing your next generation now if you're going to be ready for that transition.
Diversity is part and parcel of everything we do, because we almost try as Astro to actually reflect the marketplace. You look at Malaysia. Malaysia is made up of what? You know, we've got Malay, Chinese, Indians, others, and in addition to that, 60% of our marketplace is below, of our population base is below the age of 30, and then we've got different languages, we've got different cultures, we've got different likes, dislikes. We've also got urban, we've also got rural. So literally, if you're going to actually address that market, the only way to address the market is to actually try to replicate that market in Astro.
How can we take the younger people and get them to be attracted to our business? So in the last 3 to 4 years, we've rebuilt our reaching out to the communities of colleges and universities, whether it's in the United States or Australia, beginning to do the same thing in Ghana and Indonesia and Peru, to bring interns into our company during the summer periods or when they have time off, to understand what it is we do, how we do it, how they could fit in.
Young people do not get too much pushed into a box on what they should do, but that they should be honest with themselves and where their passion is.
Well, you know, we've been very lucky in the Philippines. We have there's a big community of young people coming out of the schooling system in the Philippines. So really the key is really just making sure that the educational system is aligned to the needs of industry. That having been said, you know, we are increasingly more open as a country to the global environment. So we need young people who are more attuned to global trends and whose global standards, I guess, are at a different level.
We are putting people coming from different cultures within the management team. We're really doing a lot of changes in this context. To the point that I think in a few years probably this company will look very, very different. We'll also talk in a different language in a way.
What is interesting and what is changing is that when we live in so much more of a global world, Western companies and their ability to hire, develop and retain good talent in the growth countries is, I think, a major competitive differentiation. I mean, there are years where we are hiring you know, more than 1,500 people in China. Where do you find them? How do you develop them, train them? They're all very young. That's a significant differentiation in terms of competitiveness, how well you do that. And that wasn't the case 10, 20 years ago.
With our global footprint, our rate of growth, our expansion into new markets, our expansion of products is absolutely critical and fundamental. In my case, have identified that as just about my #1 priority in the next few years. How do we really attract a talent, develop a talent around the world? Of course, the higher you go in the company up the corporate ladder, the more you're going to have leadership development as a responsibility of yours and be a recipient of our development programs. As we expand around the globe, one size fits all will not work. Our strategy will, and we teach that to everybody. People need to know what our strategy is. But Chinese leadership and needs are so different from India, from Brazil, from Canada, from Belgium. It has to be regionally directed and instructed.
Today, we basically have more people asking us for a new challenge in a different country than we having places to fit all of them in, which means that we need to continue to grow in order to retain all these necessary talents, which I think is very, very positive for our company.